What's going on, everybody? It's Matt with American 4WD. Hope you're having an awesome day. If your first question is, why does my face look like this? It's because we did a bunch of work to the Comanche, which I'm going to give a shop update today. I had to do some tacking, and I didn't think it was that much tacking, but it was enough tacking to where I had to look very closely at it, and I couldn't really wear my helmet, and my face is sunburned. So that's why my face looks like this. But anyways, so major updates, lots of things going on. So we're going to do a Comanche update, and then we'll just go through the shop just quickly, just to kind of show you guys what's been going on, because I know you've been waiting for a little bit. So skip all the nonsense, and let's go straight into it. All right, so for background, we had to stop working on the Comanche for about 2.5, 3 weeks. No, it was longer than that. About a month. We actually had to stop working on the Comanche. We had to get customers done. We had to order parts. We had a little accident. And blah, 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 blah. It's just been a big mess. So, I guess we'll start off with what we've gotten done and go from there. So, the taillights. The taillights were cracked and very terrible. So, we reconditioned them. We smoked them just a hair. This is like one coat of very light smoke. Reconditioned them, and now they're all shining and things like that. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I really don't feel like paying $600 for used taillights that are still cracked and disgusting. So we've refurbished them best we can. They look good at they're like 5-footers, so they look great at 5 feet. Anything closer than that, you can kind of see the cracks in it, and it's not too bad, but it's a lot better than what they were, definitely. Also, we have the rear glass. So we ordered this from CLR. CLR is the only people that I could figure out, or that I could find, that makes a brand new rear glass assembly for the Jeep Comanche. And it looks great. Brand new seals, brand new glass. It already comes tinted. Now, how you mount this thing is a little bit differently than the regular glass, but it looks fantastic. So, awesome. Also, we did... so, we had diff covers on there. Well, it was Dana's diff covers, the heavy-duty diff covers, and they were like this powder-coated gray situation. We had to go to the O'Reilly World of Wheels, and we ordered some diff covers, heavy-duty diff covers for Dad's JL, or Rabbit's JL. They came in, they were wrong, and we literally had to go the next day. So we yanked the diff covers off the Comanche and put it on his for the show, and instead of taking those back off and putting them back on the Comanche, we just ordered another set of Dana heavy-duty diff covers. Well, unbeknownst to me, these are the blue versions. So that was not planned, but you know, it happens. I don't know how I feel about them. They are blue. But anywho, we also got customer brake lines. So we went over to the hydraulic supply store. Great bunch of guys here in Chattanooga, and they made us some custom brake lines, stainless steel braided. We just have to actually mount those to the axle. It does have a mount right here, but there's no mount right here. They're just kind of on top of the shock mount. So we're probably going to add a tab right there, and probably add a tab right here, and that way they don't move around or jiggle. We also added breather tubes to front and rear axle, so we added a clamp. So these two top bolt holes worked out perfectly on these JL axles. So we added a clamp to it so it can't go nowhere, and it's routed all the way up to the other brake line. The front also got a breather tube. I just want to say, for the record, I think I made it way too short, but again, I gave it a lot of extra, so just in case, once we actually flex this thing, because we couldn't flex it at the time I was doing this, we will figure that situation out. But I assume it needs to go longer, but you never know. But basically all we did was just zip tie it to the factory brake line here, and it pops out right here. We have to get the ends for them, But worst case scenario, if it's too short, we'll just move this whole situation down a little bit and zip tie it again. That'll be done. Okay, we're still waiting on the engine. It's just been a mess at this point. But anyways, so cool things have been happening in the interior. So we actually have the dashboard mounted. So we have the 2 bottom bolts, and we have all the upper bolts that go across the all on the top of the dashboard, so that way it holds it on top, and we have the 2 bottom bolts that holds it on bottom, and it's in its permanent place. Of course, we got to take this back out 900 times to deal with, but at least now we have a dashboard in it. And I just put all the other pieces to it on it just for the time being, just kind of mock it up and see how everything's going to look, make sure everything fits. I don't need any extra clips or whatever. So I'm missing some more stuff that I thought I wasn't, but it may have just grown legs and walked off. But I thought I had my 4-wheel drive plate that goes right there. But anyways, and this is what mock-up's for, because I got to find a radio. I got to figure out, I got to have to put a back plate in there to put the Holly dash, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. But we have our center console mounted up. We've got a new plate in there from Dirtbound. Instead of the plastic holder that's down there that holds this section up, it is a all metal mount, and it's down there. We have to pop that guy back out and paint it, but it is in there and it is mounted. So the carpet's out. We pulled the carpet out because now we're about to really get into the panels, the seat brackets, and doing the pedals. And we're going to have to do some more welding back here to get everything situated. But we have to get new panels because these guys are cracked and they're not obviously the right color. Also, we need to get this panel back here. We had all this apart to get the back window in. So anyways, so we are rocking and rolling. That took absolutely forever. It was a monster. So I'm gonna roll over here. Whoop. Oh, also speaking of which, we have door seals now. So if you see, we have the door seals all in, all the way around. So now the door shuts like a boss. Ugh, crispy. So we'll go over here. And that way you can kind of see how this is starting to look. So yeah, we have a lot more things to mount in here, but we also have the HVAC system in, so you can't see it. Here we go. So we also have the HVAC system in. Pretty much that guy, last shop update, we took that guy completely apart. We put a new evaporator core or heater core in there, blower motor resistor, all new foam everywhere, and blah, 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 blah. So that guy is in there. We do need to drill a hole right here, and we need to drill, this bolt right here is not the correct position. The 98 Cherokee blower motor, this bolt is like a little bit further up here. So we're just gonna leave that guy in there, cut the back half off, that way it looks nice, and drill a new hole somewhere up there and mount the new bolt in. So got that situated. That was a bear. But anyways, yeah, got that all sorted. The seals doing pretty good. Just want to make sure it's up in there. Like I said before, all the doors, everything inside the doors is all brand new, so that's all done. Everything works. The only reason I can't put this panel on is because this guy. So this goes on that passenger side door for the door locks. Number one, it looks like crap, but number two, it's cracked on top. So I'm trying to find a new one of these, or a good condition one of those. But once that's done, then that whole door panel can go on, and that's the whole door is situated. Yeah, that's about as far as we've really gotten. I know it doesn't sound like a lot. We finished up the frame stiffener on this side. So all the frame stiffeners are completely done. So as you can see, we did that side frame stiffener. And of course it goes from here all the way to right there-ish. So that's done. So all the frame stiffeners, both sides, all the way down are done. So here's the little incident that I was telling you about. So this was the grill, or the header panel, that we painted to match the truck. Well, it had, let me get it up here. It had a little incident. Nobody knows what happened. It's a ghost. A ghost did it. So we had to get a new header panel. So, oh, and it also broke the old grill too, but that's okay. This grill's a piece of crap. So we had to get a brand new header panel, and this is plastic. This is not fiberglass, so I don't know how that's gonna roll. But it looks good. We need to do a little bit of Bondo work. We're gonna scratch it up and then shoot it, and then should be good, and we shouldn't have any more accidents. Obviously a new grill, it's plastic. We have to cut it out just like this guy, or maybe cut it out that's a little bit better than this guy, make it look a little bit nicer, things like that. So we have to do that. Also, we have brand new headlights. These are LEDs. So we finally got those in. And this is just put together just for mock-up, just to make sure everything's fitting on this plastic header panel, because I was nervous that nothing would fit, or I'd have to grind, scratch something or grind something or whatever. So I wanted to go ahead and mock it all up just to make sure everything was happy. But we got new headlights, turn signals, side markers, looking fantastic. I will show you the Holly dashboard. Just don't know where it is. There we go. So this will be my instrument panel. So this guy, oh look, you can see me. Hi. Anyways, so once we come in here, so what we're gonna do is we're going to mount this guy, and it just barely fits. I believe this is Holly's 6-incher, but it just barely fits. It's going to mount somewhere, hold on, somewhere in that ballpark-ish. But this is fully touchscreen. It's going to control all my engine stuff, all my transmission stuff. It's going to have my fuel gauge, my speedometer. It's going to have everything, and it's going to go literally right in there. You have to get a back plastic piece, and this fits into it, and then you have to cut that plastic piece to mount using the factory instrument cluster bolt holes. So this guy is ridiculously expensive. So if you're going to be doing Holly stuff, you better have the pocketbook, because this shit's expensive. Anyways, so we got that guy. What else? I mean, that's basically it. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it took us a lot of work. We had to wait on parts. This takes a lot of time to get right, especially this, the center console, mounting it up, because obviously the bolt holes are not there for the mount. So getting it situated left, right, up, down, all that fun stuff takes time, and obviously getting this dashboard in there takes a whole heck of a lot of time. Anywho. As far as shop goes, so we got a few things going on, actually. We've got a TJ that, when it was freaking Siberia 2 weeks ago, one of the freeze plugs popped out of it, the very back one. So we're putting a freeze plug in it, filling it up with coolant, burping it, running it, and hopefully the head gasket isn't exploded. We are doing, I don't know, actually. We have the Geo tracker in here that we did a lift kit, wheels and tires, lift kit and tires, and some brake work. He's getting a bolt check and some other stuff. the rest of it, I think there's a Wrangler out there we're doing a diagnosis on, but that's about it for outside. Just want to make sure. Yeah. So, yeah, we put the Mickey Thompson Baja AT tires on that Geo. So that Geo's got a little 2-inch and some Mickey Thompson Baja ATs. It's freaking wild. It's awesome. It is a go-kart. I guess we'll start down here. Lord, have mercy on my soul. So we have wheels and tires for the Bronco. The Bronco is finally back in the shop. We have we ordered everything. We had the majority of parts, but we finally got the front end stuff, the radius arms and everything from Solo Motorsports. It is going to be a stage 2 mid-travel lift kit, so it's going to be awesome. It's going to bob in the desert. Bilstein's RCVs, locker, coil springs, leaf springs, ball joints, U-bolts. You name it, it's getting it. We also went ahead and did a rear truss. We did the rear gears, getting a gear change. The rear truss system, so we already painted that and everything. Rear brakes, and these are the leaf spring shackle mounts that we had to bust the rivets off, take them down, paint them, and then they are going to be relocated onto the frame rail, so the shackle mount is going to be lower. So once we get to a certain point, this whole axle will come down. We're going to clean it even better, and then just paint the entire thing, so that way it's nice and pretty. This is kind of we just didn't want the truss to start rusting, so we just kind of hit that real quick. But we're going to be painting the whole rear axle, that way it's nice and pretty, and obviously those shocks are not staying there. Anywho, we also took out the transmission. So the transmission got completely taken out. We put all new seals and gaskets in it. We also put this mag high-tech high capacity transmission pan on it, so that way you could have more fluid, keeps it cooler with these fins. It's gonna be cool. Kind of afraid of it when he goes off-road, but that was him, so rock and roll. We also this Bronco had like a 5-inch lift kit, and so it came, somebody took the original pivot mounts, the front axle pivot mounts, and cut them off and put in the brackets for the lift kit and then welded them all on. And so the original pivot mounts were gone. So we took all that crap out. We had to cut it out, clean it. We bought some heavy duty but factory pivot mounts, got them installed, new bolts and everything else, and also welded the absolute dog mess out of it. Darius did that. He's getting better. Pretty proud. So that looks pretty good. Oh yeah. So anyways, so that's all in there and that's doing good. So now we can actually attach the front axle pieces once they get here and once they get back from powder coat. The front axle, the front I-beams got completely reinforced. Got skid plate, heavy duty covers, trusses essentially, and it sounds weird saying on a Bronco TTB to do trusses, but this thing is a monster. It also got a lower ball joint relocation, so it gives it more caster. They're just it's monstrous stuff. It's ridiculous. Also we did an LSD in the rear, and we're doing an LSD in the front. So, which this is a Grip Pro, so obviously gear change as well. So thing's pretty awesome. There's the new RCVs we're gonna be throwing in there. We're gonna be doing a C-clip delete, so that'll be cool. And then the front diff, we got that all taken apart. We got that clean, prepped, sprayed, and now we're starting to go back together with it. It was pretty nasty and pretty rusty and gross, so got that situated. We've got Bodie's ZJ in the house. So this major stop was interior. So what we've done, or what he wanted was he wanted the carpet stripped out of it. So we have 2 vehicles with carpet stripped out of it. He wanted the carpet stripped out of it, the entire interior ripped out of it, and he wants a more sound deadening added and a vinyl flooring put down that will match his seat covers, which are somewhere over here. So he's got some vinyl flooring. So this is kind of this brown thing, and you can kind of see it up there. It's up there. You can't see it. You see it up there? It's like rubber floor mat, but you could put some adhesive down and it sticks down. So instead of carpet, he has that. So any sort of messes or anything else, quick cleanup, and you don't have to deal with the stains of the old carpet. So not only that, but we're also doing a heater core. The heater core is leaking, and we're just going to do the evap core while we're there. So everything's going back together right now. So everything is super old. It's from '95, obviously. So we're having to take our time and be very, 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 very careful. I know it looks like a mess in here, but trust me, this is organized chaos. But we're having to be very, 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 very careful not to break any sort of clip or bolt or attachment point or anything else. So it's a big mess right this second, but it will be better. Also, we're going to be mounting in his new drawer system. So his drawer system, oh, there we go. It's organized chaos, guys. I know it looks like that, but trust me, it's fine. He had a new drawer system for the back of the Grand Cherokee. He had this custom made, and so we're going to be putting that back here, setting it down, clamping it down, and that way he has a drawer system. One of them is just for storage. The other one is a full pull out, and it has like a sink, and it has a cutting board, and it has a spice rack. It's all sorts of really cool overlandy stuff in there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here's that flooring material. So the color matches his seats, which is cool, and it's got this textured stuff on it. So anyways, yeah, it's just been a bear, and we already started adding the extra sound deadening back here, as you can see. So we're just keeping a lot of the stuff in there so we don't step on it. But let's see what else we got going on. We've had a few lift kits, leveling kits since we last talked. We've had a bunch of alignments. We've had Darius, one of my techs, he sold his RCVs for a used set of Swampers. Not sure if I would have made that deal, but all right. More power to him. We have a XJ out back that got hit, or they hit somebody, and they crunched the front up real bad. So nobody would touch it, and of course they wanted to get their own parts. So as you can see, that's not exactly straight. But the good news is the body panels and everything else is good. The only thing that got bent is this guy, so we're just going to bend that guy back out. We have his header panel, his front bumper, his fender, everything. We have it at paint right now. It's getting painted. So here, hopefully soon, we'll be able to get this guy back on the road. But anyways, I believe that's it. So guys, I appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for supporting us. Thank you to O'Reilly World of Wheels. That was awesome. And all the people who showed up and said hi to us and asked us, where's the Comanche? We're very close. We're very close. We just need that motor. Once we get that motor, things will really start happening. So we'll be able to get that Comanche out there, seeing everybody, wheeling, all them V8 horse pressures. It's just going to be awesome. But the next things for the Comanche is probably the front windshield. That way we can at least stick it outside and not take up a bay, and just keep waiting on the motor. But guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. We will see you later.